So we have been playing a lot of Arena of Glory FOMO decks, and I wanted to kind of circle back to this one, especially because FOMO being one of the new best looters in the format, and discarding Archon and working well with Archon, I think is pretty cool. And what's also cool is that Arena of Glory is also pretty good with the Infamous Cruelclaw. This card, if you haste it, you get to hit your opponent, and then cast a card for free from the top of your library. And then sometimes you get to use FOMO to do that twice. Like FOMO, I love that FOMO is really good with Cruelclaw. FOMO is really good with Archon. Arena of Glory is really good with FOMO, and Arena of Glory is really good with Cruelclaw. So like there's this cool overlap with all of these cards here. When we played this deck for the first time, Grief was still legal, and it was like definitely a nice, nice addition to the archetype, but no longer legal, unfortunately. Playing some Pinnacle monks here alongside Troll of Khazad-dm, so our Cruelclaw hits are a bit better on average. I think that's about it. Let's get in there. No. Okay, I'm gonna keep this one. One thing also to really like about the Cruelclaw is that it gives you like an extra plan against Graveyard Hate. So they're playing an Oculus deck over here. We have the Emperor Bones maybe to like Graveyard Hate this. Gotta take the Nightmare, which is not amazing into Flare of Malice. I guess I do have second Thoughtseize. Getting the Mox Field up to date. Boo Boo with the 18 months. Appreciate you. Welcome back. So I think what we should do is just play Fear of Missing Out, discard Archon, and this way, this will just give me something to sack to the Flare of Malice. No, yeah, Witch's Cottage Arena of Glory is just not really doable, I think. Do not at me with Urborg, please. I guess I should Thoughtseize because they have second Flare of Malice. It gets pretty awkward. Okay, cool. Played around. So let's go ahead and I think target the Oculus first. Missing the League, I see 1 through 2. What are my final thoughts on the deck? I'm not really sure. It's kind of weird. I feel like I just want to play a lot more of that shell. Like 4-1 the first league, 2-3 the second. I think there's a lot of potential here in general. There's a lot I like about this this deck as an archetype. And I'm just kind of not ready to have like a final thought. I really just want to play more builds. One thing I kind of want to circle back to is taking away the blue splash again, kind of like our first draft of the deck. I just kind of wish I had spent more time there, but I got a bit too excited, I think. And then I just kind of think that there's a chance that we're supposed to be like less in on like Kappa Cannoneer, not play Rebuke. We can play Finale. We can maybe at that point play another Graveyard Enabler. I think you can play Finale and Saga. Oh, sorry, I missed that they had no cards in hand. I think you can play Finale and Saga basically only if you're 2 colors instead of 3. So, like, I want to explore more of that. But, yeah, overall, I'm pretty interested to work on the archetype. Foundations will be modern legal. I'll be doing a review about it at some point. Okay, going to haste a Cruelclaw next turn. Could it be say its name for a second way to cheat and found it? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because then like Troll Kick on that card could be good. So, yeah, I want to do more testing on it. I may just need to like chill for a little bit. Been playing some lists. I'm in 0 Trolls with 20 lands, 2 Viper. I feel like Trolls like so much better than Viper, but whatever. Maybe I haven't played much with Viper. The fact that Troll is something you can discard for value is like just so insane. I will say I'm someone that like really likes Viper and people just like or really likes Troll, sorry. And then people like historically just I post a list with Troll and people just cut all of them immediately. And I'm like, well, the deck kind of can't win without that card. Troll's a pretty big one, I think. Okay, I think I'm going to sideboard like this. Yeah, the new Eldrazi is pretty interesting. I'm not sure how good it's going to be. Yeah, the Phoenix on the Troll has definitely been pretty good. And pretty fast. You're playing a black deck without Bowmasters? Surely this is a mistake. I mean, I don't think so. I think Bowmasters is like clearly worse than every other 2-drop in our deck. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think this is... I have no regrets not registering Bowmaster in this build. Dude, my... you can hear my Subnautica lore going on. My phone will just like start playing like whatever video I was playing last for some reason. I don't know if it's getting a mind of its own, but it just starts playing by itself. I think we should keep this despite not having a Leyline. I'm gonna go for the turn 1 Thoughtseize despite being able to persist Troll turn 2. So we could take their second land. The Spell Bomb is pretty obnoxious, though. Yeah, I think I'll just take the Spell Bomb. Eldrazi, Arena of Glory to haste the 7/7. The Twitter AI is coming to get you. Yeah, probably. Another supplier. So if they draw a blue source, they can play an Oculus next turn. Guess I will play a Fomo. Right, push. Can persist the Fomo if we really want to. So now they can't push my Fable token, which is nice. Although now that we've drawn this, we should simply haste my Cruelclaw. Ragnar with the 40 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Hopefully their one mystery card is not a Flare of Malice. Summoned to their hand. One problem with this deck is you can't persist the Cruelclaw, but you can... this is also a good one to get back with Emperor of Bones. I don't think I mentioned that in the deck tech. Okay. Yeah, it seems actually super important that I take this Oculus. So that's a good pickup. And then we'll persist a Troll. Well, they had another one in their hand, so it's not like I exactly got max punished. I feel like I got max punished there, though. So what I should do is, I guess, surveil first to try to put an Archon in the yard and just persist it and laugh all the way to the bank. Dude, I'm just narrating everything before it happens. This is crazy. It's like, I promise I don't have the script. I think I can attack here. I promise no one gave me the script. No attacks? I think they should maybe have attacked with Oculus. I'm not sure. I guess they actually just have to block and trade. Satoro in the graveyard. That means this one's good, whatever it is. Unholy Heat would be a good draw. Never lucky. The non-hasty Cruelclaw is not quite as good. Might even hold it to like sneak attack hit them too. With the haste, it's probably not the best plan. Yeah, probably just a bit better to just use my mana here. Especially with like triple, this is triple menace, regular menace. It's just like I don't really know what they're gonna do here. Also, I probably just should have mulled the Leyline. Like, I don't know how they're deck. I guess they could just frog me. Just frog me. Yeah, I'm gonna keep. I think I'm gonna Thoughtseize on turn 1 again. Persist Troll just doesn't hit, you know, that hard, but maybe that's what we'll have to do. What I'm probably going to do is, like, Swamp Cycle, tap land, and then have a couple looks at the free Archon or whatever. So my opponent has 2 lands and a Lotus Bloom. They also have Whir for Lotus. I should maybe just take Belcher with this hand. Their hand is just kind of like all mana, 2 counters. It's just a very good hand overall. Because the problem is if I take the Bloom, they just need 1 land to Whir for another Bloom. Yeah, I think I should take this. Me and us watched like the first 5 episodes of Tower of God, and we like keep forgetting to watch new episodes, but I do want to watch some more of it. Frieza with the 40 months. Thank you. Welcome back. All right, we'll keep this, and then if it gets shoaled, that's kind of a dub. Yeah, Teague is really, really good. Wait, I didn't know the new season of What We Do in the Shadows was out. I almost just need to drop everything and get on that. They hit another shoal. I think because I know they have Flare in their hand, I should just Heat then Persist this turn. I'll feel a little silly if I Surveil an Archon and get into the yard, but what are the odds of that happening twice? Here, I think they'll probably shoal, pitch shoal, yeah. So now my opponent's hand is Whir, Flare, Mystery card. Second mystery card. That's one of them. So I drew Archon. I'm down for a Thoughtseize. We'll see if this resolves. Probably will. Yeah, I think What We Do in the Shadows might be my favorite show ever. I almost don't even want to watch it because it's the last season. The stakes are too high. Alright, that'll do it. Well, I'll get with the 37 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. Alright, so I got a couple needles for this matchup. Don't know if I also want to be bringing in Leyline just for Tamashii. Probably not. Erza, why do you keep commenting cringe in the chat? I'm confused. Is it cringe value for like the old meme from like surveilling stuff in the yard, or what's going on? I guess we play push over Heats. Just try to hold up a fetch land. I don't have that many fetch lands. Maybe I guess we'll play Heat instead. Just 2 removal spells. Thanks again, Fuck for the 37. I did have a good time. Mine Always Sunny fan. Yeah, It's Always Sunny is good. I would say I'm a big fan of that show. I'm not sure if I've seen the last season. Whichever season they went to Ireland, which was recently, I thought that season was so good. Why no Overlord? So it's like Overlord's like a little bit weird in the stack where we don't have Crypt of Agadim to cast it for big. We don't have Hex Mage nor room for Hex Mage also. It's like way better to play looters as your enablers, I think. I mean, it's a good hit off of your Cruelclaw, I guess, but I think it's just better to play looters as your enablers. Okay, double discard spell, no black mana. Let's mulligan. This hand does have black mana. I will need to Inquisition turn 1. I think I'll just put back the Heat. Indrix with the Twitch Prime. Thank you. Welcome back. Okay, so no Lotus Bloom. 2 Tamashii. 2 lands. And a Harp. Let's just take one of the lands. I'm going to Surveil here. I really would like to Cruelclaw, especially a hasty Cruelclaw next turn. Gotta keep that, though. They suspend a Lotus Bloom, and they find a land. Ooh. It's a bit annoying, because now, if they just do top deck second untap land, we're pretty cooked, I guess. I don't know. Dixon with the 42 months. Thank you. Welcome back. They did draw untap land, untap land. And I am feeling I got cooked. I don't know what to do. I guess the Belcher's the Boros killer. Yeah, Belcher is kind of the Boros killer. Alright. Let's game. Alright. 1-1. Again. It's discardable for value, you know. It is what it is. Them drawing land, Lotus was so tough. Okay, another Belcher opponent. Maybe we do more than 2 needles. I'm gonna surveil here. Hey, I need the Undercity informants. I will not be at Eternal Weekend this year, no. I thought about FOMO Domain Zoo. I mean, a little bit. I don't think you're good enough at enabling Delirium. Seagate Restoration. Belcher popularity. I mean, Belcher might just be the best deck. It was the deck I was going to bring to play in some of the modern events, and then didn't really have time to play modern. Yeah, there's a pretty good chance Belcher is just the best deck in modern. For your 8 Leyline deck, I added the Infect creatures. Issue is the deck has very little interaction. The issue sounds like it might also be that the card quality is very low now that you're playing Infect creatures over Scion of Draco, Territorial Kavu. And I would never play. You should at least have Scion, but I would not recommend playing the Infect creatures over the Domain Zoo creatures in that deck. Okay, so this is an interesting top deck. I think we try to make them flare this. And then if they had the blue creature MDFC, I could like use that to redirect the Belcher activation. With Belcher being the best deck, what is the best Boseiju Ridden 6 deck? I'm not sure. Okay, looks like no Belcher, but probably has a Whir with them playing that untapped. If I can get Delirium off of my Surveil and then double Cruelclaw attack, we could maybe get somewhere with that. Not Delirium. Tomato juice gets a sunk smell. I've heard that that's a myth. We have most of the smell out. Like there's still some lingering stuff. We need to do some more washing today. Yeah, the problem is your deck cannot just only be good against Belcher. But I agree, it'd be pretty satisfying to Boseiju Ridden 6 right about now. Alright. Well, let's click... Oh my gosh. Let's cast that. Maybe I should discard Fable to have Delirium, though. Yeah, that's probably better. I think they're just going to Whir for Belcher and get me, though. With them playing that land untapped. There's not really another good explanation. Ridden 6 is, like, pretty solid against Boros, too. Jun needs something to beat the energy deck, and it'll be back in business. Yeah, maybe... Never concede to Belcher without making them show you their deck list, of course. Main deck Commandeer. 1 force negation, 2 or 1 pact of negation. Interesting. Yeah, seems I didn't come as prepared for this matchup as I should have, huh? Bat supplies a special bath for skunking. Well, the concoction we read online worked pretty good, and then we bought like a spray just for the furniture. That wasn't too bad. And then we've been like just clean so many rounds of cleaning on both the dogs and the furniture, and it's just the smell is just still there. It's like skunks are like just real life Pokemon. They just have a poison attack. They have a poison spray attack, and they're like the only ones with a projectile attack. It's such bullshit. Like who buffed skunks this much? The skunk didn't get into my house, but my sister let the dogs in after they got sprayed by a skunk. Okay, I'm gonna mulligan. I think this hand beats them enough. I'm gonna go to 5. Some bugs do too. Yeah, porcupines. I mean, can porcupines shoot their needles, or is that a myth? Venom spitting snakes. Okay, maybe there are a lot of projectile attacks in the animal kingdom. It's kind of crazy. It is a myth. Okay, too bad. Dragons get fire, but too bad they are extinct. All right, looking for a bitter reunion or something like that. Oh yeah, the pistol shrimps are very cool. They have like a sonic stun. All right, we need you to resolve Cruelclaw, but not only can the Cruelclaw next turn potentially attack my opponent and cast a spell, it can also discard my Archon for value. We need to dodge Shoal or Subtlety. I don't think I saw Subtlety in their pile earlier. Fingers crossed. Nice. So Inquisition, discard Archon. They have a Flare of Denial, a Spell Snare, a Tamashii, no Lotus Bloom and Suspend. Alright, let's grab the Snare. Cruelclaw. Lotus Bloom, Sink. They're almost definitely grabbing the Bloom, I would think. Sorry for rhyming. Okay. One also nice thing is you can just discard extra Cruelclaws to the first one. So my opponent will definitely flare this, which should open up the room for Persist. So unless they top decked Force of Negation or Shoal, this will probably win the game. Not a bad mold to 5. Not a bad mold to 5. So they have a Bloom in the yard now that they didn't take, so I just need to take Tamashii. And they just tap out for Belcher there. We're okay. Kind of crazy that they're actually not doing so bad, because they can sink my Archon now. Like their hand is like 3 Insanos. Tamashii, Belcher, sink into the Stupor. And I have to take the Tamashii because it could just kill me. But now I can persist the Archon again, so it's good that I'm getting my Insanos also. Cruelclaw like literally soloing my opponent here. Okay. I hit second Archon for lethal here. Discard Archon, hit Archon, persist Archon. This is I've played more Cruelclaw in Modern than most people. I've never seen it be like close to this good. This is insane. When it said nice lines, we get a little taste of salt. I'm gonna bring in the extra heats on the draw. Tamashii is just a big problem. Might be a genuine compliment. Well, we have the best card in our deck in our opening hand. Once on Multi 6, I will click the keep button. No Bloom. Might want to get a Surveil Land here. This line did not work out very well last time, but I can't imagine that it's wrong to like just take their only land here. Come on, dude! They hit a bloom here. Pretty good. Pretty good. Getting Delirium online for the Tamashi feels like kind of a priority. And there we go. After we crack the fetch, there we go. Another trainer probably can hit a land. They might be looking at Flare or land here. They go for land. Their hand is Tamashi, Were, mystery card. And then this has 2 counters on it. So I'm going to play my Cruelclaw, which is a bit awkward that they probably will just get to block it for the first turn. I could potentially Emperor of Bones, get back Fear of Missing Out. I could potentially heat this. Well, that sounds like particularly amazing. Especially because my opponent can just like whir for another Lotus in response to me heating the Tamashi. Tap land. So they're going to whir for a Lotus end of turn too. Okay, so this Thoughtseize helps a lot. Okay, so I Thoughtseize the Tamashi, but then if they go whir for Lotus, they get another Lotus down, and then they can just whir for Belcher. Can they whir for Belcher and activate it? We have 6 plus 4, so it costs 7. 6 plus it costs 7 to whir for Belcher, and 3 to activate. So they would need 11, and they would have 10. So not quite enough. Either way, I think I should be Unholy Heating here so that I can hit with the Cruelclaw and potentially get another discard spell, potentially get a Pithing Needle, potentially get an Archon. It's 10. They have enough. Wait, why isn't it? Okay, okay. I did hit Archon, but what am I missing here? They have. It costs them 7 mana to whir for Belcher, then 3 to activate. That's 11 mana, and I'm counting that they have 10. If they whir in response, you could take the other whir, and they need to find Belcher. I guess so. I mean, the Tamashi is like so much mana, and like the Tamashi lets them like pick up Seagate Reboard and cast it, draw a million cards. Okay, you might still win this game, so please complain after you lose. Thanks. Okay, now you can complain. Yeah, I mean, actually, they're just gonna whir for Lotus, and then. Okay, they're not. They can literally still top deck Belcher. Yeah, but you can complain. Just complain after the game's over. After you don't top deck Belcher and win the game here. You have a 4 in 49 chance of getting me. Damn it. They grab a Sink into the Stupor, which allows them to sink my Archon. Saying I will win, then doing that. I said you might. Is like modern player, like, you might win. You could have top decked Belcher. If that had happened, you would have looked silly complaining about my luck, and I was trying to save you the embarrassment, my friend. Don't feed the trolls. I'm not feeding the trolls. I'm entertaining the chat. Which is, I guess, all. Yeah, I guess that is feeding the trolls. All right, so we get to untap our Cruelclaw with fear of missing out. Okay, not going to cast the Thoughtseize. Exile Archon for my Emperor Bones. I guess that's worse if I had Persist, huh? I did have Persist. Oh yeah, also, sorry, my Emperor's already been adapted. Never mind. Really punting over here. Okay. You can, yeah. You can complain now. Okay. When you lose, you have my permission to complain. I'm gonna go blow my nose real quick. We'll be right back. On the play against a Giganta, let's click this keep button. Okay, so I have no Thoughtseize for a possible Archon. Let's graveyard the Pinnacle Monk, I think. There's still a prediction from 3 hours ago. I see. We did 4-1 the first league. I'm going to pay that out. Maze in the Foundation Starter Bundle. I mean, it's kind of epic. I guess I take the Flames. It means we get gates, which means we get shocks. Wait, like gate shocks? Or just using both? I don't know. I think that's probably a stretch to say that the presence of Maze End implies the presence of shock lands in this set. But we'll see, I guess. So I think I'm going to exile from their graveyard first, because if this dies, I want their graveyard to be a bit smaller for Flage. Yeah, Sophie branching out, playing different archetypes. Pretty fun. Keeps a card on top very quickly. Is it a Scion? Just a binding. Okay, so our decision with the Emperor paid off rather. Our decision to bend the Pinnacle Monk did not pay out so well. My opponent's hand is Stubborn Denial, Bowmaster Mystery card. Looks like a Giganta entering the hand here. Okay, that's a nice pickup. It would be extra nice if we could draw a land. Not quite that nice. So now if my opponent draws a land, they'll have a kind of a weird decision to tap out for Giganta and, like, you know, let me persist. Isn't Persisting Monk a free roll? I know my opponent has Stubborn Denial in their hand, so it is, I think, just a misplay to try to do that. Predator Ooze is back? Okay, that is so exciting. I love Predator Ooze. Big fan. Giganta, Stubborn Denial, 3 mystery cards over there. So this gives me Delirium. Did not have a fetch land earlier. Let's just get in for 4 first. I think I'm going to play around second stub here. I think if they had bolt, they would have bolted. If they had binding, they might have binding. They might have saved the binding also. But also this is just like so crazy with the FOMO. Okay. So why don't we start off with Unholy Heat on Kavu, which gets stubbed. And then we try to persist the Archon. No, I'm gonna throw away the FOMO. This way, if I hit a discard spell off the Cruelclaw, I can guarantee getting an Archon of Cruelty into play, which just I just have like 6 or 5 more discard spells to hit. It just seems kind of likely that could happen. And, you know, losing the FOMO is obviously not amazing, but I could just see this happening often enough. We've been running well off of our Cruelclaws today. The Cruelclaws have been hidden. All right, good enough. I think I'm just bringing in the fatal pushes, right? Yeah, let's go in push. I think I'm going to trim a Cruelclaw and a Fable. Yeah, this list is pretty dope. Thoughts on the Floor and Swap featuring Leyline Infinitions? I haven't seen it. I think it sounds cool. I like the idea of having characters on the lands. In general, I think a big variety of lands is good so people can express themselves however they want. Alright, we're going to keep this one. Bit weak to Ragavan. Put into the mold to 6. Having a Thoughteize for Scion is so nice. The discard spells have been feeling pretty dang good in Modern lately. I think I will Thoughtseize in case they're on Scion anyways. Because if that's just my opponent's 2-drop and I cast Inquisition here, I'm going to feel pretty silly. Might get stubbed. Right, but it is a Brawler, which we'll take. Alright, Aspiring Art Reviewer here. I like it. It's nice. So definitely don't want to play the Emperor of Bones into Bone Crusher Giant. Although this okay, I guess it's actually this is super flavorful that Emperor of Bones dies to Bone Crusher Giant. Is that the joke that it's a 2/2 and its bones get crushed? Is that the joke? Here's their hand is Stubborn Denial, Arena of Glory. Are they just gonna arena the Bowmaster? Tobor, 47 months, thank you, welcome back. Yeah, I'm doing my best over here. I'm glad you're still liking the stream, my friend. Dang, how did I never notice that? Alright, we're just gonna put an Archon of Cruelty into play for sure. 0 chance this fails. What? I hit them with Emperor of Bones. I don't understand. Alright, opponent hand is stub, 2 mystery cards. So they can double block the Cruelclaw. Not interested. Let's chump block, get pretty close to Delirium like this. I can also just persist the FOMO potentially. But let's hit them with the Cruelclaw first. We're due. We missed one time. Vigilance. Yeah, I think Vigilance is okay here because my opponent's gonna stub my Persist. I kind of want it to look like I might block. I don't know if I'm gonna block or not though. I might want to trade here. Okay, if they just let this go, then I'm gonna be happy enough to not trade. Might cast a Pinnacle Bunk this game. Uh-oh. Top deck a Scion of Draco? Oh, Hasty Kavu. Alright, seems like I need to actually hit Archon this time. Messed up how you... Yeah, Cruelclaw just casts a spell every time. It's a pretty strong card. Especially strong with Arena of Glory. I don't know if I have too many... Like, I don't think the push really enables many outs here. But sometimes you just get... I mean, is this even... Oh, you know what? I guess I'm just gonna get got by the stubs. Oh, the stub got discarded though. I mean, this is only my 4th Cruelclaw trigger. I'm kind of due. Kind of do. Flames off the top? Yep. Yep. Alright, game 3. Damn it. Let's go. No, you can't play Witch's Cottage in your quad Arena of Glory deck. Could have given Archon haste. Yeah, but we'd already attacked. Sometimes that'll come up, though, if you have like a FOMO extra combat step and you hit an Archon off Cruelclaw, I guess you could give it haste on an attack. Alright, let's go. I'm gonna play for game 3. I did see the new 7-mana 7/7 with 7 keywords, and it had 7 in its name. I don't know how much I like that card. It's okay, I think. They have a Leyline this time. I don't have a Thoughtseize or a fast Archon, so if they have a Scion, we may be in bad shape. No Scion, though. What is it? Is it creativity playable? No, don't worry about it. It's just an Eldrazi card. My opponent has 2 bolts here, but they're also like somewhat likely to tap out for a 2-mana creature. Tap out for a Gigantha at some point. I think I can try to find a position for it with my Arena of Glory. So I think they're just going to get a basic and the Gigantha in hand here. All right, Gigantha, actual downside. Wow. Not too often you see that one. Gigantha with downside. Pretty good. That's an Overlord instead of Fable. You just need actual discard outlets. Fable plus FOMO combos in the late game. You know, you're gonna hard cast it sometimes. Okay, so they drew flames, so they're gonna get. We're still playing. We're still playing. I'm gonna bolt this, and I discarded my other Arena of Glory, so I can't haste this one right now. They have 1 mystery card in their hand. Persist decks are they've always been high roll decks, you know. They've always been, you know, let's high roll a little bit. All right, let's get a 4-1 prediction. Yeah, this is how we ended up in gambling in Vegas. What was the Gigantha downside? So my opponent had 2 bolts in their hand, and I had an Arena of Glory plus Cruelclaw in my hand, and my opponent, instead of just holding up the bolts, they had the option to put Flage in their hand, or sorry, put Gigantha in their hand, and they decided to do that instead. I have a 3-drop already. Let's keep it. Card has been too good for us to disrespect. How did Vegas go? Miss yesterday's stream? I didn't stream yesterday, actually. Vegas was fun, but when I got home, I found out that my dogs had been sprayed by a skunk. So that was the majority of what I was doing yesterday, was being kind of sick from it and scrubbing the house to de-skunk it. Ooh, goblins. Well, it's pretty mana efficient to Cruelclaw here. Mana inefficient. But I don't want to die, so let's. Oh, sorry. I should have been looking for Delirium main phase. Maybe missed 2 damage. Why was the Sphere a 2 out of 10 in my opinion? So it was like a kind of like barely bigger IMAX theater. It was like it basically was like a slightly bigger IMAX, which is something that's been around for like 20 years. And then the show we saw, I thought, was just kind of pretty uninspired. I thought that they did a pretty bad job with it was just kind of felt like a budget student film. They could have done a lot more with attack, and then also like in the show, it's like this, like a lot of the CGI was like, ooh. I mean, it was bad. It wasn't like ooh, it was like bad, but this is like ooh. It was like the CGI was like very bad in some sections. Like the quality was really low, and then where we sat, like a lot of the visuals were like just really curved. Like it looked just bad from where we were sitting, and the seats were like very expensive. They were like way too expensive for them to just like look so shitty, I felt. Yeah, the outside of the sphere is the cool part of the sphere. The inside sucked. I would not recommend. Maybe if you're a big U2 fan, maybe the U2 show is good or something. So we can probably out of surveillance. We can probably discard that to the Archon. I'm gonna just send with everybody here, or to the Cruelclaw and persist it. If you want a good show in Vegas, or it's not exactly a show, but I would really recommend the Omega Mart at the Meow Wolf Center. Me and Esther went back. We saw it last time when we went back because it's just so cool. And I don't really even want to say what it is because we went in blind the first time, had no idea what it was, and I think the Omega Mart in Vegas is a better experience if you go in not knowing anything about what it's going to be. But if you're looking for something to do, that's what I recommend. I guess we should bring in a Needle, can name Snoop or Aether Vial. I don't know if we can bring in two. I think we'll go down to like 4 discard spells. I think Emperor Bones could be a cut with all these Pyroclasms. Maybe we'll cut the Fables instead. 1 Needle. Let's do that, I think. But it's like, so like Omega Mart is like 1/3 the price of the Sphere, but probably it's like a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10, and Sphere is like a 2 out of 10. What do we lose to this league, Belcher? Yeah, I think we're 1-1 against Belcher this league. I'm gonna mulligan this. I think Scroll Rack is modern legal. I think it was in the first Modern Horizon set. Fable seemed underwhelming in Modern in general. I agree. It's no Cruelclaw, I'll tell you what. I think it's still like a somewhat playable enabler, but yeah, maybe I just need to be playing more 2-drops instead. What's on a mold of 4? I bet they have a Leyline. Ember Bones seems like a cut because you just got Shurikans for free anyways. Maybe. I mean, the having an extra comment stamp with the Archon, with the Cruelclaw, or sorry, the Emperor Bones, seems like a good thing to be doing. Yeah, Cruelclaw is also like just like one of your main ways. Cruelclaw and Fable make you way better against Graveyard Hate, so this is something to think about when we're thinking about cutting Fable. Probably will Pyroclasm the Snoop. Just want to have an instant speed answer to a second copy. I'm very excited to cast Archon of Cruelty next turn, I tell you what. Persist is useless, we can cast this Inquisition. Just a basic swamp over there. Yeah, but if they're going to multi-4 look for Leyline, just having something to cast stuff from free every turn is a pretty good way to maneuver around that. My opponent puts another copy of Leyline in their Void. Shout out to Surveil Lands. I think you make the game better. I might hold this to hardcast. Do you think Cruelclaw, Omniscience, and Standard will be good? Or Cool and Standard after Foundations comes out? I mean, you can't do it with like any degree of consistency, so I can't imagine it'd be all that big a deal. But you never know. I am not, standard aficionado either. There are better people to ask that to, I think, also. Alright, I think I'm going to discard the Troll, discard the Marsh Flats, play Arena of Glory, Pithing Needle, Aether Vial. Could save the Needle to and to just discard to the Cruelclaw. I think it's okay. My queue for next RC or PT? No, I haven't played a single RC queue in a long time. My weekends have just been very full and very busy. I do have I'm not queued for the next PT either. I do have a PTQ qualifier. I qualified for one of the MOX events. That's the end of end of November. And I will be playing in that. So that's kind of my next chance to get on the wagon, is the MOX event at the end of this month. Okay, so we are gonna 4-1 this league, I think. My opponent's giving me a little bit of a preemptive GG's, but I don't really know how we lose. Yeah, very unlucky to not hit Archon this game. Oh, they drew another Aether Vial. Whooper says, we'll watch you now, thank you. I think I may be done for today, though. Yeah, I think we're gonna pack it in today. Still a little sick. I would love to go longer, but I just need to take a little bit of a rest day, and I need to scrub all the couches from the skunk smell again. And I'm going to take some time to just get back in the swing of things. I do want to work on the Brain Surge Through the Breach Calibrated Blast deck. I was talking with someone about Calibrated Blast, just like the old Cottage build over the weekend, and I just being able to have 4 Brain Surge, 4 Calibrated Blast, 4 Through the Breach.